कुछ connecting कर दिया था. Yeah. As per the guidelines defined by the National Medical Commission, ECFMG, and as well as various other regulatory bodies, including General Medical Council, Australian Medical Council, so that your MBBS or MD program is valid worldwide, and moreover, you can easily you can easily transfer your license to practice either in India or to a new country. Uh, so in today's topic, we are going to discuss first and foremost thing, we are going to use a mixed language where we are going to uh, use both Hindi and English so that it will be quite convenient for everybody. And today we are going to talk about what exactly is a foreign MBBS and even the why of foreign MBBS, the popular destinations, and the rise of European MD programs like Italy, Hungary, Poland, Romania, Germany, and the different like quality versus cost. Then as well as the common myths like NMCF, like as you know, or probably in various ads, you might have saw a lot of things which is against the National Medical Commission guidelines. So we are going to even see all those myths and even all those red flags which a student or their parents has to look before joining any foreign MBBS program. And the most important thing is the new National Medical Commission Gazette. So most of the people, they are aware of the foreign MBBS programs, but uh, they aren't updated with the updated guidelines, or they are not aware of the exact regulations. And apart from that, obviously, like you don't like no uh, medicine student, they just want to stop their education till their MBBS. So they just want, probably they might be interested in pursuing a residency or a fellowship or specialization in various domains. It could be like general surgery or gynecology or even neurology, radiology. So we are going to discuss each and everything. After that, we are even going to talk about like things like post-MBBS residency practice or even the PG abroad. So, in short, we are going to talk out just have a holistic overview on different aspects of the MBBS journey for a student who did his MBBS or MD from a foreign country like Georgia or Russia, and even the USA, UK, or Australia. And to some extent, this the post MBBS pathway, even it will help the students who are going to do their MBBS or MD from the MBBS from India, like you can say the most popular, particularly from the states like Telangana, Maharashtra, or whatever it could be. So the first and foremost thing, probably you might have heard about the foreign MBBS. तो foreign MBBS क्या है? In short, this is a basic textbook definition, or just I say is a very basic definition. It is it's a common practice of pursuing your medical education outside India by the Indian students with the intention of becoming a licensed medical doctor, either in a different country or after returning back to India. So here we will just take a two different scenario. The first student, he went to a country like Georgia and he pursued his medicine program in Georgia, and he might have plans to return back to India to pursue his medical practice. Or else there might be another student. He went to the USA to pursue his BS plus MD from USA. After that, he will be settling in the USA after pursuing his residency or his specialization. And yes, obviously,
Smartphone
like
disconnected. Smartphone connected.
hello. Okay, please turn off the mics.
Please be on mute, all the audience.
Okay, so there might be two different scenarios. So, as per the data released by the Ministry of External Affairs, these are the common destinations which most of the Indian students do go for their MBBS or MD programs or medicine programs. One of the most popular destinations, like the popular destinations are Georgia, Russia. Yeah, previously before war it was Ukraine, but now it's almost top Armenia and Kazakhstan. These are the popular destinations because of the affordability. Then there are European Union nations like Poland, Hungary, Italy, Romania, Germany. These are very affordable and almost free. But here is a catch. Mostly for the European Union, if a student wants to pursue his medicine from the European Union nations, like the countries like Poland, Hungary, Germany, Italy, uh, they are free, but the student has to uh, like attain is at least C1 level language proficiency in the respective country language. So let's say the student wants to pursue his or her medicine from Germany, then first and foremost thing he has to this gain is C1 level proficiency in the German language. So he has to go and pursue the foundation programs. Once he completes the foundation programs, then he can get an admission. The third option is the Asian countries like Philippines, China, Nepal, Bangladesh, and yes, Malaysia too. This was a popular destination way back till 2014, 2015. But now most of the students they are not going for these destinations, and particularly for the Philippines, because they are not following the guidelines specified by the National Medical Commission, because the National Medical Commission clearly says that the student has to do a internship, but they have a different model. So some aspects of their curriculum is not following the guidelines. And apart from that, there are furthermore countries like Caribbean island, Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan. When I say Caribbean island, I say all my students to be very, very cautious because they follow a very strange model whereby the students will do the part one from the Caribbean island like Barbados and part two from the USA. So on the front, it looks very amazing. People say that you'll be getting US exposure, but it's a very, very red flag. And if any student is going through this pathway, then it's a kind of the end of their medical practice in India, because the National Medical Commission clearly says that any student who is pursuing his or her MD or MBBS program from two different countries, like part one from Caribbean island or part two from USA, or part one from Georgia and part two from USA, then they are not going. They are not. They won't be eligible to write FMG exam, and obviously without FMG exam, so there won't be any clinical practice. So it's a very red flag. Like a lot of consultants do promise that. Uh, you'll be getting US exposure and you can like you'll just you don't have to worry about practice in India and you can easily practice in the USA. Yes, it looks quite amazing, but the problem is that getting a license in the USA is more difficult than getting a license in India. Uh, in my whole academia career and counseling career, I saw, or in my interaction with various healthcare professionals, they clearly says that FMG exam is very much easier compared to uh, USMLE. Uh, if you have clear basic foundations, you can easily clear or you can easily pass FMG exam. But when it comes to USMLE, it's very like it's a big headache, and you have to put in a lot of hours of study and a lot of years of study just to clear USMLE exam. Obviously, after that, you have to get into president match. Now, we're just going to enter into the exact presentation. So now coming to the most important aspect of why foreign MBBS. Okay, so here there are four major reasons. The first major reason is obviously the lack of seats in India. Now, we'll just see the exact seat matrix. So overall in India, there are almost around 1,10,000 seats. These are the data released by the National Medical Commission. So there are 1,10,000 seats, out of which over 55,000 are the government seats, and around 53,000 are the private and deep universities. And the same is with the dental. It's around 27,000, 28,000 roughly seats, or the overall seats, out of which government seats around 4,000, while the private is around 30,000. And there like out of which 5,000 uh, 5,000 seats will participate in the All India Counseling. And if we see the state-wise category, Telangana, there are almost around 9,000 seats. Maharashtra, it has around 10,000, 11,000 seats. Same is with Karnataka, and the Kerala, they have somewhat lesser seats. And if you see, now we are seeing a very holistic picture, but uh, if we see, or if we just categorize based on various reservations like SC, ST, OBC, and economic. Hello? Economically weaker sections, then the entire seat matrix will be quite different. Actually, I didn't put in all the specific state information because it will be a big and it will be another big or I can say it will be another webinar topic. So we are just going to concentrate on the 4 states, and these are the states which usually borders Telangana. I believe most of the participants are from most of these participants are from these states. Okay, so if you're just considering, or if you're just seeing the respective state-wise reservation, then again it will be different mess. So what usually happen is that uh, this year over around 12 lakhs participants passed NEET 2025, or they qualified for the NEET 2025. So if we see uh, on the on the front side, it looks like the exact seat is to student ratio is around 1:12. But if we go deeper, remove all those things like SC, ST reservation, OBC reservation, and children of armed professionals reservation, and even if you're removing the state-wise quota, and even the economically weaker section, then uh, the ratio, it will go down even up to 1:30. So one of the major reasons why the people they move to different country is the lack of seats in India. The second reason is the affordability. Now, if you see most of the seats first first and foremost thing, every student and the parents, they have to understand is that any MBBS counseling or any MBBS admission process, like there is zero need for any agent. Yes, if you need any support, you can just use them only for the counseling. So the National Medical Commission clearly says that they won't be accept filling any seats outside the counseling portal. So whether it's NRI seat, whether it's whatever the seat it could be, it has to go through the counseling process, and the student has to register for the counseling. So now coming to the entire seat matrix again, and the affordability. So if you see if you see the seats, it will be divided in the category A, category B, and category C. So category A, obviously the government seat, and yes, the fees, it will be very, very low, and mostly it will be filled through the state counseling. And obviously the seats will be reserved for the local domicile students. And yes, you need a very high merit. And if you are looking for your own preferred medical college seats or preferred city, then again you have to be high, again you have to have very high merit. Second comes the management quota. So previously, way back in 2012, 2013, it used to be like the colleges used to do it directly. But like the moment uh, the NB took the entire responsibility, and as well as the NTA took the entire responsibility. Again, this also is also going through the counseling portal. So the management quota, the colleges will charge somewhat higher fees. So mostly, like every college will charge different fees. Some colleges charge around 10 lakh rupees per year. Some colleges charge around 14 lakhs. Some college around 17 lakhs. So they have a different fee structure. Again, it's a yeah. In here, there is a big catch. Like some states, they will for the category B, they'll open for the other state people. Some states, like particularly Telangana, they still the case is going on, but they are not open for the other state domicile. Now comes the third category. Previously, it used to be considered as NRE quota. Now here, uh, the fees it will be very high, and here there is another big catch. Like most states, other states, they can easily participate, and you even need valid NRI documents. But and yes, sometimes like if you have some relatives in the others as NRI, so even they can also sponsor. But yes, it's very costly, and if you see the fee structure of various deemed universities, like particularly Malaradi and other deemed universities, the fees it will go as high as 1 CR or 1.2 CR, 1.3 CR, the total MBBS cost, the tuition cost. So just the fees, it will be very high. So in this fees, the student can easily move to a very high research country like UK or Australia to pursue their medical qualification. Obviously, they can pursue their specialization in those countries. So many parents, they think that because of financial issues, or they just don't want to put in the huge investment of almost 1 CR, 1.2 CR. They just think of considering just think of they just look for some other country which will help, which will be quite affordable. So this way, these MBBS or MD colleges comes into picture. Third reason is better clinical or research exposure. Here I will give you one example. There are a couple of students who got excellent score in the NEET or various other state examinations, but they went to some other universities. Like recently, there was one specific case. The kid got excellent rank, but instead, what he did, he decided to pursue his BS plus MD from the USA. So like some kids, they usually think that it will be quite better if they are pursuing their medical qualification from the USA or UK or Australia for the clinical exposure or for the better research exposure. And the fourth reason is not that much common, but there are a lot of people or there are a lot of parents who have been or who are settled in the countries like mostly the Gulf countries. So they just don't want to send their kids to India or some other countries. So they just want to make sure that their kids are closer to them, and they'll just think of pursuing their MBBS or MD program from the countries like UAE or Qatar or Oman or Saudi Arabia. So, but the major reason is lack of seats in India and affordability. So again, we are just going to see all the destinations, or we are just going to dissect each and every destination. So the first is the English countries: USA, UK, Australia, New Zealand, and Canada. So these are the like almost the top of the pyramid. So these countries, the National Medical Commission, they don't have any issue. Just give me a minute. I will just as in this webinar, I'm just talking a lot about National Medical Commission. So I will just clear what exactly the responsibility. So the National Medical Commission, they make sure the entire medical infrastructure or entire medical education is as per the standards, and they will even make sure that the college they are even responsible for registration of colleges and approval of new colleges, approval of seats, and moreover, they even have responsibility uh, to approve or refuse any foreign student. Uh, they will make sure that if a foreign student is coming back to India, so whether that qualification is as per the standards defined by them. So let's say if a kid is coming from UAE and if he has plans to practice in India, so they will first evaluate whether they know all the Indian standards or not. And if they don't know any Indian standards, like they won't give them eligible to practice. Second thing is that National Medical Commission is one of the most rigid body. Actually, Cyber, a couple of students, they message me to how to join this webinar. I'm just sending them link.
You can send the message to them directly.
Just give me a minute, guys. Yeah, done. Yeah, what I was saying. So the first thing, the second thing is that it's a very rigid body, and uh, in the entire world.
शर्मा रयान को जरा फोन करो ये जूम मीटिंग अटेंड करने बोलते हैं उसे
Okay, ma'am, can I join? Yeah, can I? Oh, yeah. Okay, so the second thing, the National Medical Commission is a very rigid
All
body.
audience, please be on mute.
The National Medical Commission is a very rigid body, and even there are many cases that some of the well-qualified doctors from the world's best universities like Harvard or Mayo Clinic, uh, if they are thinking of practicing in India, like they won't get a full license. There are only rare instances where the Indian doctors couldn't solve a treatment. The National Medical Commission will give only temporary license for 1 month or 2 months. Like there are like cases like where the couple of ministers they had a very terminal disease and they just need a foreign doctor intervention in India. So the research hospitals like Apollo or Care, they will invite a particular doctor from the USA only with a 1 month or 2 month license. So there's a very quite rigid body. So as I'm saying, here we are going to talk about the destinations. So first is obviously the top 5 countries. These are the considered as uh, the kind of symbol of elitism or some of the best universities or whatever it could be. So USA, UK, Australia, New Zealand, and Canada. So for these countries, the National Medical Commission, here this says that, okay, if you are pursuing your medical qualification and if you're getting your license from these countries and if you're from Indian national, then you don't have to write the FMG exam and you don't have to do the internship after coming back to India. You just directly come to India and obviously you can practice. First thing. The second thing is that Gulf and Arab countries, these are the countries mostly preferred by the parents who are already settled in the Gulf countries or in the Arab countries. Third is the Eastern European countries or the former CIS countries or the former USSR. So these are quite affordable one. And obviously the fees it will be ranging, it will range around 25 to 30 lakhs. The best thing is that with the Eastern European countries, uh, like most of the for the past couple of years, many Indians they joined these Eastern European countries, and over the years, like a lot of Indian doctors or Indian professors, they went over those universities for the better package. And in short, these Eastern European countries are that indirectly being run by the Indian doctors. So the fourth is the European nations like Poland, Hungary, Italy, Germany. So these are quite good countries. But the problem is that as a kid has to learn a local language. So let's say a student has to planning to pursue his medicine from Poland. So the first he has to learn a local language, and there are a few more other requirements. The fifth is Asian countries like Philippines, China, Nepal, Bangladesh, Malaysia. These were quite popular destinations way back in 2016, 2017, particularly with the Philippines and China. Uh, like the National Medical Commission, they have some issues with their uh, education model. So I give a red flag or at least orange flag to these two countries. Nepal, they have quite good medical infrastructure. Uh, so there's a quite good one. And yeah, Mr. Farhan, I will just come to each and everything because this is very comprehensive topic. So I will just cover even you. This will be covered in the next slides. So this will be covering this I will cover in the next slides. Now comes the most important thing of how to join. Like randomly, there is any student can't join this foreign MBBS. So first and foremost thing, he has to fulfill certain criteria, and even first he have to understand or first you have to understand his long-term goals. So first and foremost thing a student has to do or he has to uh, uh, what com do is that qualify the NEET undergraduate. So without without NEET undergraduate, no student can pursue medical qualification. There are a lot of people who do tell that even if you're not if you didn't qualify the NEET, then we will help you in getting admission. So these are the statements issued by the National Medical Commission. No Indian citizen shall obtain admission to a foreign medical institution without qualifying NEET undergraduate examination. So this is clearly specified by the National Medical Commission Gazette, and if a student is pursuing his medical qualification without NEET undergraduate, then they can't sit for FMG next exam, uh, or they won't be registered, like they don't have the authority to register to practice in India, and like obviously their medical degree won't be recognized in India. Okay. Apart from that, after qualifying the NEET undergraduate, then they have to understand the long-term goals. Are you like when it comes to long-term goals or the short-term goals, first they have to understand, are you clear about pursuing a medical qualification, or you just want to pursue any qualification that will help them get into the healthcare industry? If you are looking like particular about the medical qualification, or if you're looking for the clinical side of the people, then it makes sense to go for a foreign country to pursue medical qualification. But if you have like if you want to stay closer to your parents, and if you're looking for some healthcare allied qualification, there are n number of qualifications like nuclear medicine or biotechnology. Going to cover in the subsequent slide. So first you have to understand your long-term goals. The second thing you have to understand is that after completion of their MBBS or MD program, are you planning to come back to India to practice, or are you planning to move to some other country to practice? So let's say there might be a student after completion of the MBBS program from Georgia. Uh, Probably he wants to move to the Gulf countries like Qatar or UAE or Saudi Arabia to practice. So obviously it won't be that much difficult compared to India. So either they can think of going to a Gulf country, or if a kid he did really hard work in his undergraduate, he can write the PLAB exam for the UK or the USMLE for the USA, and he can move over there. So first and foremost thing, the student has to understand the long-term goals, like in which country first they have to understand, like, are they particularly looking for the medical qualification? And if yes, what's the lump sum? Like, are they planning to move back to India to practice, or they're just looking to move to some other country, or they just want to use it as a qualification, so that they are looking for some other professions. And just to give you one more example, there are lot many relatives and even lot many students of mine. Uh, After the completion of their MBBS, uh,
देखिए होता ले होना कुछ ले चलो ले
after after the completion of the MBBS or MD program, instead of
अभी
going
मेरा तो लेकर गंदा Allah me kan leksel kan dulu dia ber hat pas pas aku dua
ma'am,
man
can
ini
you please mute?
वो खंड लेना kan तो आगे
Okay, after completion of their MBBS or MD program, so instead of going into clinical side, they went into the research side. The classic example is one of my relative. After completion of like he's pursuing his MD from AIMS New Delhi, and he don't have any plans to move into the clinical domain. Instead, he is planning to move into the research. So it's not that only the doctors will move into the clinical side. Some doctors will just directly move into the research. Then apart from that, what I say to all my students is understand the NMC guidelines. So the first and foremost thing, which again this is major misconception, or I say major kind of miscommunication, which most of the agents they are doing, is that when they are marketing, they clearly says that Jaisha, I will just come to whole topic for studying in Uzbekistan. It will be covered in the subsequent slide. First, you have to understand all the guidelines so that each and everything, it will be quite clear for you. Okay. So first and foremost thing, there's a major common lies, or I say miscommunication by most of the agents, that they usually advertise is at it as a NMC approved medical college, or NMC like list of medical colleges. So again, the National Medical Commission, they clearly says that they don't maintain a list of foreign medical colleges. So it is the responsibility of the student to verify if the program meets the eligibility criteria laid out in the Gazette. So first you have to understand the National Medical Commission, the entire territory is with India, and uh, like the whole territory lies in India. So how come the National Medical Commission have the authority to approve, or Safan, just a second, we will be just covering each and every topic. Otherwise, if I'm just answering, then the whole webinar topic, it will go quite long. Just give me a couple of minutes, dear. Okay, so and the National Medical Commission doesn't maintain a list of foreign medical colleges. So they clearly says that it's a responsibility of the student to verify, to do the entire research. So the second thing the student has to understand is that uh, they have to check whether the medical college is approved by local what you say, local accreditation. So let's say if it's what you say, there is a college in Georgia, so it will be accredited by, not by NMC, but by the Georgian accreditation body. Okay, then you have to understand each and every NMC guidelines. Then obviously the application to the colleges, then the visa entry location. Now comes the most important aspect of the NMC guidelines for a foreign student. Okay, as I said, the National Medical Commission doesn't maintain any list, or they don't approve any foreign medical colleges. So it's a very, very big red flag. So the first and foremost thing, the National Medical Commission clearly says that the program should be minimum 54 months plus internship. So it is like minimum of 5.5 years. And if an institute is offering a course that is less than 5.5 years, then it's a clearly no. Or else, if a institute is telling that we just offer the academic qualification and you can do the internship in India, then again it's a no. And let's say this college is saying that we will offer this academic qualification from here and internship from some other hospital, then it's a no. The second guideline, they clearly says that no dual country program, like part one from one country and part two from the USA, part two from the UK. Again, it's a big no. The third is the entire language, oh sorry, the entire course should be English language. So again, it's a big no. The fourth is the mandatory internship from the same country. As I said to you, the fifth is the most important aspect, is the licensing eligibility in the country of the study. So let's say you pursued for your master's from your medicine from the Uzbekistan. So either before coming back to India, you should get a license of the Uzbekistan as a general practitioner, or else at least you should have a certificate of eligibility. So if you don't have any of this, so either the regulator, it will give you statement, they will refuse either, or else they will just say give you a deficiency letter. So in the deficiency letter, then again you have to go back to the country to get that eligibility certificate. So this is the most important aspect is the licensing eligibility in the country of study. So most of the students, most of the parents, they are missing the fifth and most important aspect of licensing eligibility, because some countries, they won't like they have very rigid policies for licensing for the foreign nationals. So if you see, some countries, like they won't give the license immediately after completion of their MBBS programs. They just say that you have to complete a residency or 2 years or 3 years of PG program. So if in that case, it will become quite difficult to get a license. And if they don't have any of these two, then I beg to say that the entire 5.5 years it will be wasted. And yes, again, this is a I specified by the National Medical Commission. Okay, so Alhamdulillah, you completed your foreign MBBS. Now comes the most important aspect, is what next in India. So first and foremost thing, after coming back to India, the student they will submit all those basic documents like their consulate marks memo, their original degree, their what do you say, their internship certificate, their eligibility practice certificate, each and everything to the National Board of Examination. After that, they will register for the FMG exam, which will be held twice a year, and it's in two parts. And once they qualify, then comes the second step. There's a compulsory rotational medical internship. Uh, First, you'll be doing internship in the home country, like we just using the example of Georgia or Uzbekistan. So they'll be doing first internship from there. Then after that, they'll be coming back to India, and you'll be doing a second medical internship. So this is a compulsory rotational medical internship. So after qualifying their FMG exam, then again they have to sit for the counseling, and uh, the government will allot either a government like hospitals like Deccan, or I'm just giving the example from Telangana, like Deccan or Chadam, or even in any NABH accredited hospital like Apollo, or like some good teaching hospitals, or some well-known hospitals. After that, the student has to complete the CRMI. Then uh, after that, he'll be applying for the full license. So after writing of the FMG, they will just get a provisional license. And after the full license, they'll be like fully eligibility. They have full eligibility to practice. Yes, Shaz, Bangladesh is quite good option, but we have to look for our country relationships. Many times, like something bad happens, that we have to make sure that our country provides a full logistic support. Okay, So once they get a full license, then they are eligible to practice as a GP, or obviously they can go for the NEET PG. And just to say that Imran, Egypt is a very good option. And I know a lot of doctors who pursue their MBBS or MD from Egypt, and they are working at a very good position in Egypt, sorry, in Gulf countries. And even we designed a couple of training programs for the various Egyptian universities, including the Cairo University. They have really great medical infrastructure. And obviously, like the old hospitals, they have patient count of almost 78,000 per day. And yeah, I was just saying, I have couple of friends who did their like MBBS or MD from foreign country, and they are practicing as a specialist in India, like radiologist or respiratory medicine specialist. Or gynecologist. So They they are practicing as a specialist and consultants. And yes, there are a couple of instances where the kid they even went on to pursue the residency of in neurology or cardiology. So now comes the most important aspect is the FMG. Every student, first and foremost thing, you have to understand that you have to write this exam. So what we did, like we went through all the data which the National Board of Examination they publish, and we just compile the whole data to see like which country has a good FMG passing rate. And yeah, again, you have to understand the FMG passing rate is closely around 25%. And again, more uh, the FMG passing, the low passing rate is not because of the toughness of the exam, but just you have to do internship both from Bangladesh and as well as in India. There's a common guidelines. Okay. Uh, uh, can we just take all the questions at once? It will become quite difficult to answer each and everything. Okay. Yeah. So this is the FMG passing rate or passing percentage as published by the National Board of Examination. So if you see, roughly the FMG passing rate, it stands around 25 to 30%. Some colleges they have a high passing percent. Some colleges they have low passing percentage. And moreover, if you see the graph, uh, Russia they have very big tower because for the past couple of years, like many students, they went to Russia to pursue their medical qualification. Those are obviously the like a lot of students they appear for the FMG exam from Russia, and for the past couple of years, the representation from Nepal had went down. So these are the basic what you say basic graph with regards to the FMG passing rate. Now comes the most important aspect of like what exactly FMG exam. So FMG exam is a two-part examination. Jaisha, I will just I have each and every data. We will just cover each and everything, ma. Okay, so now FMG examination, it too covers a lot of important things like different aspect of your medical education which you pursued over this period of 6 years. So some topics have more weightage, some topics will have obviously lesser weightage. So the student has to score 50% to qualify. And once they qualify, obviously, then they can go for the CRMI. And so but here comes the most important aspect. Like, as most of the students, they are asking me about particular country. So Are all the foreign MBBS equal? So the basic answer is no. Because as I said to you, uh, it all depends on your country of study and obviously like the medical infrastructure. So as I said to you, the countries like English country, USA, UK, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, they are on the top of the pyramid and they obviously get a good weightage. But yes, it's very costly. And the student who did their medicine from these countries like USA, UK, Australia, they don't have to write FMG exam and they even don't have to go for the internship after coming back to India. So okay, now comes the second classification. The countries like Western European countries like Italy, Poland, Hungary, Germany. So they have excellent infrastructure, and yes, they are mostly NMC compliant. And obviously, you will have the UE mobility scheme, and they pay really great to the doctors. But here there is a basic barrier of learning a local language. Yes, few of my students they went to Germany. They have excellent medical infrastructure, but what they did, they went to Germany and they stayed in 1 year only to learn a local language. Then once they learn a local language, then they will just go for certain basic foundation program. And once they complete the foundation program, then they will get into the mainstream medical qualification. Then comes the countries like which most of the Indians prefer is Russia, China, Georgia. They're quite popular and affordable by India. But here we have to understand like we have to before applying we have to see and check the medical infrastructure and the qualification framework of each and every college because uh, like for the past couple of years many colleges came up and they don't follow the right medical infrastructure and guidelines. So end of the day if you are ending up with those type of hospitals like it's very bad for you. There are a couple of instances where I literally check that hospitals they just have around 20 to 30 patients a day. So if you're not getting the good amount of patient walk-ins, then you won't get any clinical exposure. You know why people choose to go for the big medical colleges like Sir JJ or Gandhi Medical College, Usmania, or even the AIMS New Delhi. It's not just because of some strange reason or for the government tag. It's because of the medical infrastructure and as well as patient walk-ins. So if you see the government medical colleges or the old private medical colleges, they have a good patient walk-ins. Now, if you see the new medical colleges are like some colleges in the remote areas, they have less patient walk-ins. So the more the exposure, the better you will become. And obviously, if you are getting exposure to the maximum cases, then all those licensing exams, whether it's USMLE, whether it's PLAB, it will be quite uh, cakewalk for you. Because most of these examinations, they won't ask like theories. Instead, they will ask for the cases. So probably like they will ask for a couple of cases on respiratory medicine or dermatology, whatever it could be. But mostly it will be kind of cases. Now, again, this is the basic classification which you have to understand.
Country that require PG residency for license.
Uh, just a second. Yeah. The first is the English-speaking countries. So here the licensing it won't be like quite easy. First, the student they will pursue their MBBS or MD program. Then after that they have to go for the local licensing exam like USMLE PLAB. Here we are talking about the student who's pursuing the medical qualification from these countries. Then after that they have to complete a residency.
ऊपर है तक
Or
प्रिज्म के बाजू
or they just have to pursue residency of either general practitioner or family medicine or internal medicine before coming back to India. Then the second is the country that requires PG residency for license. These are quite affordable, and I think I just missed this. Mostly these countries like Italy, Germany, Norway, Sweden, Finland, Denmark, They offer free education even for the medicine, excellent medical infrastructure, but the student has to really work hard. Uh, Obviously, end of the day, like they will be studying the entire medicine totally free of cost. But here, for getting a license, they just have to first complete a local language test along with the licensing exam. Then they have to go for a residency for getting a final license. And the third is the country that gives license without PG. Mostly the countries which most of our Indian students uh, go for their MBBS or MD program. And why I'm talking about the licensing part? So if you see the line as quoted, the person must be eligible to be enrolled as a medical practitioner and granted license to practice medicine in the country where the medical degree is awarded. So why the student have to understand the medical licensing system of that country is that first if you are just coming back with a medical MBBS certificate, so that MBBS certificate is just a piece of paper in front of National Medical Commission if you don't have this highlighted code. So either you should get a full license or else at least you should get a eligibility to certificate from the Ministry of Health. So whatever country you are, whatever the hospital, whatever the country, first we have to understand, are you getting a full license to practice or are you getting
बे तोर बड़ा बड़ा अवसर में ढाक रे बे
what you say? Yeah, are you getting a full license or at least
कड़ीन बड़ा बड़ा हाकुन येड रे कुंतर कुंता गाके
can you please mute just a second? At least are you getting eligibility to practice after completion of the MBBS program? So without that, like you're just ending up wasting your whole 5.5 years.
कोई एमना न्यूट्रीमिक्स से डाल बे वहां जा दिन वहां जाओ
Mr. Rasul,
Oh, yeah.
if it really
पहला
very
इसे दबाना फेरूंगा तो ला झाड़ा पीले पड़ रहे
Please
Mr.
be
Rasul,
on
can you
mute,
please
all the
mute?
audience.
ಇದು ಬಿತ್ ನೋಡ ಫೋನ್ ಬಿತ್ ನೋಡ
Okay, yeah, I was saying. So why I highlight the licensing part? So did I miss something? Okay, so the National Medical Commission clearly says that you can't practice without a license in the country or at least its eligibility certificate. Okay, now that you complete your MBBS, so here the most commonly asked questions is that what about jobs or what about future roles and whatever it could be. Okay, so comes the most important aspect, like what after a foreign MBBS, like can you pursue the global careers? Guys, just can you just give me 2 minutes? I'll just have a quick sip of water. Yeah. So now comes the most important aspect. What after the MBBS from a foreign country like Georgia, Russia, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, or Egypt, Malaysia? So what you can do? So first thing you can pursue, yeah, obviously the first thing is that you can pursue your medicine or PG from India. But apart from that, you can pursue your residency from the USA. You can pursue your residency from UK, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, or from these countries. Then, or else you can pursue a career as a general practitioner in the GCC countries. or else you can pursue your residency and build a career as a doctor in the European countries like Germany and Italy, Poland, Ireland. Uh, the sixth option, it's becoming quite popular. Pursue your career as a clinical research associate, or there are some people, they are even getting into the co-research. So mostly what most of the medical doctors, what they are doing is that they are moving to the USA after writing USMLE part 1 and part 2, instead of getting into the resident match portal, like as a instead of going for the clinical practice, what they are doing is that they are getting into the clinical research, like medicine research or the hospital research. So what they are doing is that they are just joining big hospitals like Mayo Clinic, Harvard, Stanford, and instead of going for the uh, clinical side, they are going into the research side. There are a couple of doctors. What they are doing is that they are getting into the public health, and there's one of the easiest pathway. What most of the doctors, yes, even couple of friends, they did is that they went to the USA to pursue a master's in public health, and during these 2 years, they will just do the like they will just get a coaching on USMLE from the USA, and once they get good knowledge, then they will write USMLE and do all those things. And this is a classic case was done by one of my friend. So he did his MBBS from India way back in 2008, 2009. Then he went to the USA. Instead of going directly on the medical qualification, he went in the USA. He went to USA on Master of Public Health course for the 2 years. Then, of doing those 2 years, he did his USMLE training and built a lot of connections and built some good LORs. And after that, he moved to full-fledged medical qualification. And yes, he is currently practicing as a gastro over there in the USA. And yes, some people, they just want to get out of uh, uh, like core clinical side, and instead they just want to get into the healthcare management and health informatics, this type of roles. Here is a data which we fetch from various portals. So most of the students, they have this doubt that it's very once they complete their foreign MBBS, like it's very difficult to clear the NEET PG. So for the past 10 years, almost 10 to 12,000 students, they pass NEET PG, and yes, they are. And yes, apart from that, most of the students, they even pass NEET super special NEET SS also. And yes, they are practicing. Apart from that, a lot of students, they got into the residency programs in the USA, UK, Germany, and the Gulf countries. Okay. So these are the couple of more stats which I just want to share. These are the Indian doctor stats. Obviously, after completion of programs, like the first is, as we discussed, like many doctors, they pass their FMG, and after the NEET PG, they will be they just get into the clinical practice. Apart from that, now the second data is not just, but the USA data is not just for the foreign MBBS, it's overall the Indian data. For the past couple in 2023, almost 1,500 Indian foreign medical graduates, they got into the various US residency program. So like they are soon going to become a doctor. Apart from that, there are a lot many doctors who went to other countries like Germany, Italy, and even a lot of doctors, they are moving to Gulf countries because of the tax and obviously like better settlement option. Okay, and yes, there is one more aspect which will take a lot of time. But if you're looking for the affordability and everything, the Germany is a very good option. But obviously, it will take at least 30 more minutes to explain, and I think it will be very, very much difficult because soon we have to catch for the prayer. Now, let's say you complete your MBBS from either from India or either from whatever the country. So you have plans to pursue your masters or license from the USA. So these are the steps. The first student will go for USMLE step 1 and step 2. Then obviously they will during that time, what does most of the students do is that, yeah, even I do advise to all my students who are doing their MBBS from foreign country like Georgia or Egypt or whatever the country, is that to get a visit visa and visit USA to do a clinical observership or at least a clinical internship. And yes, what usually happen is that, let's say you went to the USA on a visit visa to do a clinical observership in your area of interest, let's say pediatrics. So what usually happen is that the professor, he will give you a letter of recommendation, and in your final residency match, this type of letter of recommendations, it will help you a lot. So this is a very strongly advised thing, is to get a visit visa, and during your MBBS period, at least visit few countries for a observership. And apart from that, make sure you are publishing at least 1 or 2 papers, which most of the students won't do. Recently, we helped a couple of students in publishing a research, or I say that we usually push them to publish a research paper on the hepatotoxicity of herbal medicine on the liver, and they went to the USA to present that paper, and they got a lot of accolades. And so what usually happen is that this type of research papers or this type of journal publications or research publication, it will help you in a long term with regards to your uh, with regards to your future clinical practice, and obviously with regards to your getting match or getting good college for your PG program. Now, let's say you have plans to pursue your PG from the UK. So these are the steps, like you'll be completing PLAB 1 and PLAB 2, then you will be uh, completing going for the GMC registration. Then after that, you'll be completing the foundation years. And once you are doing that, then you will be applying for the NHS training portal. And obviously, when it comes to the UK, it has very strong work-life balance, and within 4 to 5 years, you'll be getting it your PR. And apart from that, Australia, it's a quite, I say, hidden crown. It's a quite easy thing. Why I say quite hidden crown is that because the quality of life, and obviously uh, like getting a chance or getting an opportunity to match it to the surgical residencies. And Australia is the only country which give full recognition to the Indian doctors. Let's say there is an Indian doctor who did who pursued the neurosurgery from India, like MCH in neurosurgery. So other countries says that we don't accept your qualification, but Australia is the only country for the super specialists. They will give full recognition if they're writing a license exam. So recently, one of my known person, he was a very famous hepatologist. So he got a full license of the Australia by just following this route. Okay, now comes the most like most of the people, they are for the past couple of years, they are just moving to these countries, and obviously for the PR pathway. So Germany, Italy, Poland, and the real reason is that as a doctor, they can easily get a blue card, EU blue card, and once they get EU blue card, then obviously within 3 to 4 years they can apply. They will get full PR, and the countries like Ireland. Ireland will give you a full PR within 2 to 3 years if you are from the critical skills list. So Ireland, they are constantly looking for the people from the healthcare, clinical research, pharmacy background, and they're just attracting a lot of specialist people in this particular domain. Okay, and obviously, why people would love to go for these European countries is the quality of life, and apart from that, better packages and the pathway to PR. One of the major reason why many people they don't go for the USA is that USA offers excellent high salary, but it's a big headache to get a green card. Lot of doctors, what they like after a couple of years, they think of moving to some other country just because of PR reason. And yes, our most preferred option for the Indians is the GC Gulf countries. So for the Gulf countries, you don't have to go for uh, you don't have to go for the licensing exam. Sorry, I mean to say not that much tough licensing exam. So first you have to sorry, I think that's me just for the Gulf countries, you don't have to like go for the PG residency. You just have to complete get your licensing exam for let's say for the UAE, it's Minister of Health. For the Dubai, it's Dubai Health Authority, or Hajj for the Abu Dhabi. So once you complete your licensing exam, then obviously uh, the standard process is that after completion of the licensing exam, then you have to within 1 year, some of the like any hospital should get absorb you, because in the Gulf countries, the license it won't be issued in your name. Instead, the license it will be issued under the hospital's name. Okay, and the usual requirement is that it could be like foreign MBBS or Indian MBBS or whatever it could be. You should have that. You should have a internship, and you have to do the data flow. And why most of the people they go for most of the people they do go for this Gulf countries. Obviously, the tax benefit, but I say the tax is not that much because I taught in various Dubai universities. Only thing I say, or I particularly advise when it comes to Dubai, is the quality of life and the safety and security. There are many instances like when I was traveling, like my wife and kid was around. Like I was like literally not that much worried. So the safety is quite excellent, and tax. There's an individual perspective because uh, I'm not a tax consultant, so I can't tell you about those things. Okay, so these are the quite brief things which we are talking about. But guys, I think I just missed the last table, so I just need. Okay. Uh, yeah. Here we are going to talk about foreign MBBS and versus allied health courses, versus healthcare science and life science, and so like most of the people they do get confusion about whether to go for a foreign MBBS or allied health courses or health science course or life science course. Well, it requires a careful planning. You can't do it just in a matter of 10 minutes or 15 minutes that I just want to go for a foreign MBBS or I just want to go for a allied health courses or it could be health science. Instead, you just have to do the careful planning. Like uh, are you like are you keen to directly interact with patients or whether you want a clinical side of for the healthcare or the back end side? Are you more focused toward the research or are you more focused towards uh, like clinical practice? So these are the key aspect which you have to understand before deciding your next move. If you see, obviously, if you're planning to go for the foreign MBBS, then obviously you have to be clearly sure that for getting for making sure that you are practicing in a new country, then you have to write the licensing exam. But obviously, most of the people they do go for this foreign MBBS because of like what you say, the social prestige. But it do comes with its own issues. Dr. Saif, can you just give me a 1 minute? I just have to add in a quick comparison. I don't know why this slide got, there's some issue with the slide. The slide has a perfect comparison between various aspects. Just give me a minute, guys. So let me load. Okay. Actually, when I checked in the PDF presentation, it was clearly displaying. I don't know why suddenly it. Okay, in the meantime, I will just try, answer your questions. Till the time, I'm just getting the whole different chart. So I think in that way, we will just save up some time. Okay, so Farhan, you have the query of the FMG language barrier, quality of education varies, cultural and climate difference, limited practice and practical knowledge, no guarantee of jobs. Yes, Farhan, you are absolutely right. FMG is a mandatory thing, and no student can practice in India without FMG. So yes, that's a very mandatory thing. Uh, Okay, now comes the most important aspect of the language barrier. Uh, Again, there's a very mandatory thing. I say that most of the students they face this difficulty of the language barrier. Why? Because obviously, let's say you are getting your medical education from country like Russia. So your patient interaction, it will be mostly in like most of the patients do ask in or do ask their queries in the Russian language. So it will very much difficult for you to understand their it will very much difficult for you to do the clinical um, how to take the clinical history and a lot of other things. Okay. Apart from that, the limited practice and practical knowledge. So this limited practice and practical knowledge is a major bone of contention when it comes to the foreign MBBS. So that is the reason why I advise a student is to I always advise students to not just go for a foreign MBBS just because of getting the tag of MBBS. Instead, look for the college, look for their medical infrastructure. Just like have a detailed understanding like how many patients they do get per day. If there are classic example where the universities where the teaching hospitals do get daily patient turn they do get a patient turnoff of around 5,000, 6,000. The classic example, the University of Cairo. But apart from that, there are some hospitals, they're very poor patient turnout. I say as low as 25, 30. So if you are just getting that much amount of patient turnout, so end of the day, like you won't be getting any exposure. So it's a big mistake. What most of the students do is that they just go with any foreign MBBS instead of just doing the deep introspection of the colleges and okay. So first thing you have to understand is understand the medical infrastructure of that college, see how many patients they do get per day and how many bedded hospitals they do have, whether that hospital is attached, whether the college is attached to the hospital or not. So if you are not getting those answers, then it's a red flag. Okay, and obviously the no guarantee of jobs, yes, this was highlighted by many foreign medical graduates. So the recently the government they assured that uh, all the students they are whoever the students coming back to India to pursue their clinical rotation, so they should get an internship without any BS. So it was highlighted by various foreign medical graduates. So the government they clearly says that if any student is passing the FMG exam, then they should get a mandatory internship. Okay, and if any hospital is denying that internship or clinical rotation medical internship, then that hospital will be penalized. So whichever, let's say XY student is getting Apollo during the clinical during the CRMI counseling, and if Apollo is not giving them that much good exposure, then that hospital will penalize. Okay, Jaisha is asking a question. Sir, is it okay for studying in Uzbekistan? Yes, it's a quite good option, but you have to see like which college have a good medical infrastructure and how many students are graduating from them and how many patients they do get usually and what type of for the girls particularly like they have did they have good hostels or not, and obviously like what type of modern machineries they do have. Like some hospitals they do have very old microscopes or radiology equipment, so obviously like you won't be getting that much good exposure. Okay, Tashkent Medical Academy, Resha, I will just give you exact data. Just don't worry about the FMG passing rate. Just give me a moment, dear. Okay, Safwan is asking, sir, is it okay to go for long-term NEET 2026? It will be fine or not? It was my second attempt. Safwan, when it comes to the long-term, there's a very, very big risk because when it comes to the planning for the long term, we have to take into consideration various aspects like how many, what was your previous mark and why you got lesser marks in this intake. Is it because of the health or is it because of non being committed? So let's say if you are going for the long term, then many times it usually happen is that people do get depression or like they will be end up as a depressed because of not getting a seat and their own friends they are getting they're just moving in the life. So we encounter a lot of people after a couple of months they just feel like quite rejected. So when it comes to the long term, we have to do the careful planning. So always sit with your counselor. You can just reach out to me and sit with your parents to understand can you able to cope up for almost 1 year, because that's not just for a month or two, it's for the whole year. And we saw a lot of students who just like after this friends they are moving up in their life, they just feel quite low. So just reach out to me. I will help you and understand whether to go for long term or not. And yeah, it will be good to come up with your come along with your parents. Shaz is asking, what about Bangladesh? Shaz, the thing is that I only advise the students to go for the countries where the government has a very good relationship. Yes, Bangladesh is a very good country. Couple of medical colleges. They have good medical infrastructure. But for after the change of government, I'm not monitoring them. The real reason is that even I don't want to get into some other issues, and even we do have a lot of other things which we have to take into consideration. But on the superficial view, uh, what you say, the superficial, like the students, like they have a good medical infrastructure and good patient turnout. Okay. Shaz, your second query, I'm not clear. Like you completed, you qualified your FMG exam in 2019? I didn't get your query because the as per rules, you should do your CRMI just like within 2 years of your qualifying of your FMG exam. So yeah, the FMG has a lifelong validity, but you have to do indirectly you have to do your continuing rotational medical internship within 2 years of the passing. Okay. Jaisha, for the passing rate for the Uzbekistan, again, it depends for the college to college. Let me give you the exact, let me open. Let me open the exact data. So it's a very, very big database. So it will even very much difficult for me to remember each and every country data. This file is still taking some time to download. Yeah, you are talking about Uzbekistan. Shit, man. So Uzbekistan, some couple of colleges which I do advise. They have good FMG passing ratio. Okay. Which country does not need FMG exam? Patan. Patan, only the countries that doesn't require FMG passing is the countries like USA, UK, Australia, New Zealand, and Canada. But there is a catch over here. Before coming to India, you should do your full-fledged PG from those countries. So because these 5 countries, they won't give you the license without your PG. So once you do your PG from those countries, so you don't even have to write FMG exam and you don't have to do the rotational medical internship. So, but in short, these are the 5 countries. And Jaisha, how to choose the college in abroad? Okay, you have to take into consideration various important things. The first is the guidelines as specified by the FMG, which we discussed about all the NMC guidelines. Apart from that, there are certain more things which you have to understand is the medical infrastructure, the type of the faculties they do have, how old is the college, and moreover, like the number of outpatients they do get usually in a day or in a month, the type of cases they do take, and moreover, do the patients get a hands-on exposure or not? So we have to take into consideration each and everything before finalizing this aspect. Apart from that, there are a couple of more things which you have to take into consideration, and that includes the climate, the safety, and as well as the country relationship with Indian government, and even more furthermore things like the furthermore things like what you say, the hostel and the food, each and everything before making a final decision. So it's not just like kind of black and white that you just have to go for this college or that college. We have to take into consideration different aspect so that we are going to the right college, because it's not just a 1 or 2 year course, it's a almost 6 year course. And if you are just ending up with the wrong university, then uh, like you will feel like the 6 years you are in a kind of prison. Okay. How about different disease patterns compared to India? Yes. So Farhan, that is the reason why the Indian government asked the doctors to write the FMG exam, because they just want to understand, are you like comfortable, or do you like are you comfortable with the Indian government, or not Indian government, I mean to say, like the different disease patterns in India. So if we see the different disease patterns in India, I'll just give you one broader example. If you see the simple case of liver toxicity, like the damage of liver, like most of the people in the USA, they do come for the liver toxicity because of the overdose of the paracetamol or Tylenol drug. So this is a common reason. When it comes to India, for the past couple of years, there were many cases where the people do comes to the hepatologist for the damage of liver because of the overdosage of various herbs. So end of the day, the human anatomy and physiology, it will be the same, but we have to understand like how your body will react, like what type of disease patterns, and what in some countries, like mostly in the USA, obesity is a kind of epidemic, but in India, like malnutrition is a kind of epidemic. So this type of things you won't get to know in your MBBS. You will be getting to know in your subsequent higher education. So that is the reason, like most of the people, like these are things which you'll be getting to learn in your CRMI. Apart from that, obviously, once you're doing your PG, you'll be getting to learn a lot of things. And the most important aspect which you have to understand is that medical qualification is not a one-day process. It's a kind of long-term learning. Desha, for Tashkent Medical University, I will just give you the exact data. Uh, the site for National Board of Education, National Board of Examination is down. So I'm unable to fetch the whole data. Just give me 1 minute. Sir, for 2019 batch, is it required to complete internship before giving? Uh, Also, if we do internship is it valid in India, or we'll have to repeat in India? So is it better to? Okay. Shaz, first thing, you have to understand, you have to do. Shaz, are you currently in Bangladesh or not? Um, okay. Shaz, for your query, you can just call me directly, ma. Because either I am unable to understand you. Just you can directly call ma. Okay, Farhan, why the Indian government does not provide a well-structured or consistent support system for FMGs? Most FMGs face confusion, delays, and lack of guidance throughout the journey from admission abroad to clinical practice back home. Well, I can't comment regarding the comment, but yes, for the past couple of years, there is a big change in the process, and the National Medical Commission clearly came heavy on the hospitals who are not supporting the foreign medical graduates for the internship. So probably things will change, inshallah. Uh, and as far as the guidance is concerned, you can reach out to me. There, it won't be any issue. And as I said to all my students, the FMG passing rate is not because of toughness of the exam. It's because of most of the students, they are not clear about the basic concepts of medical education, like anatomy, physiology, biochemistry, microbiology, and like some basic core courses. So if we are doing all those core courses, I think getting 50% is not that much difficult. Okay. And how much stipend we get to do PG after completing USMLE. Okay, Mr. Patan. Okay, so what usually happen is that after completing your USMLE, so there is a portal, National Resident Match Portal. So you'll be getting match in that portal, and mostly Indians do get the most common specialties like family medicine, internal medicine, psychiatry, and this is the common specialties which we Indians do get. You'll be getting around $4,000, $5,000 stipend, or no, it's not it's a kind of salary because you will be working either on J1 visa or H1B visa. So it's not a kind of stipend, and uh, it's a quite good. And after that, once you complete your residency, let's say for the family medicine, let's say you did for internal medicine, it's for 4 years. So after that, you will be getting observed with uh, as a consultant or as a resident doctor, and yes, you can start your own practice. Okay, which is safe abroad college to pursue MBBS? Okay, safe for the past couple of years, I saw, because during my visits and as well as during my various seminars, which I was invited as a counselor. So I saw that Uzbekistan, when it comes to the girl safety, they are scoring some good brownie points. And I saw a lot of good hostels over there, and still they have that even old Islamic culture. So I say, like, I can't clearly endorse as a consultant to particular because my job is to guide for the right university. But I say to some extent, uh, and Uzbekistan, they are scoring some good brownie points. Second, I I was endorsing Georgia, but most of the students who say is that, like, what you say when it comes to Uzbekistan, like it's a quite, they have very traditional culture, so that's a quite good one. Okay. And Shaz, you can directly contact me because better I'm unable to understand what exactly you want to say. Okay. And as I was talking about, because first, as I say to you, the first thing which you have to understand is, like, understanding your clear long-term goal. So whether you are planning to go for MBBS or allied health sciences or health sciences or life sciences. So obviously, if you're talking to the MBBS, then obviously your goal is for becoming a medical doctor. So here there are different type of courses. So if you see, for the past couple of years, this type of courses, they are quite becoming famous, like nuclear medicine or respiratory therapy or dialysis technician. And if you are looking for the life sciences, uh, I will just give you one example. There was a friend of mine. She did her PhD. After that, she went for the postdoc, and she is currently working as a uh, researcher in the oncology with Sloan Memorial. So yes, there are a lot many students who went to this route of life sciences, and they are doing pretty great, not just good. So whatever the thing you are going, just you have to make sure you have to understand your long-term goals. Okay. And any other queries which you have, you can reach out to me. And this is my direct contact number. Uh, you can reach out to me at any time, and I'm just, and just be with me. Let me see if the website is up or not. Guys, actually, the NB has a problem. So I have the data in my other system. You can just reach out to me for the exact data. So I will just share it with you once I have the data. It's in my other system. So any other queries which you have? Any other queries, or should we just okay? Sheikh NRA quota. Again, you have to go with what you say. The category C counseling. There's the only way, only thing a consultant can guide you in how to register for the counseling. Alternately, you can even go for the deemed universities like Malara D and some other deemed universities. That's a good option. And for that, you have to go with the All India counseling, and you have to register in the All India counseling. And as an NRI, you have to even make a deposit of 2 lakh rupees if while going for the All India counseling. Uh, Costing obviously is very high, Sheikh, and if you're planning to spend almost 1 to 1.2 CR, and if you are staying in Gulf countries, then it makes sense to move, study in those countries too, or else, because I just want to understand what exactly is your budget, because and even obviously your need score. So there are a lot many things which we have to understand. Like if you have a quite excellent NEET score, then you can go for the EIQ counseling or the counseling, and you can compete for the top 15% seats. So if you don't have that much score, then just have to go with the analysis. Sorry, category C counseling, and the cost it will be somewhat higher. Any other queries? Samarkand. Okay, Samarkand University in Uzbekistan is a quite average, Salim, because they have a patient count of around 100 to 200. Uh, like mostly, it's a like they do get quite basic, like quite basic outpatients. And recently, they started acquiring some modern tools. But if you do get mostly exposure on the medicine aspect, not on the surgical aspect. So this basic for if you see basic medicine knowledge you will be getting. But if you're looking for the surgery, then you have to go for some other good colleges. Sarvari Khanam, okay, you need to help in postdoc in chemical science. Survey for that. I just have to understand your like what was your PhD topic, and how many research papers you publish. You can reach out to me directly. I say Egypt may be ahead than Uzbekistan. Only thing is that Uzbekistan is a cost effective, and Egypt is somewhat costly. But if you see, what I usually say to all my students is that always look for the quality of the outpatient count of the hospital, and moreover, the number of beds. So the universities like University of Giza, University of Cairo, Alexandria, they have a daily patient turn of around 4,000, 5,000, and they do get a lot of surgical cases. So obviously, as a student, well, I say that if I am traveling back to time in 2025, and if I'm just planning to take admission, then obviously I just want a hospital where I do get like getting my hands dirty with the surgical things or various medical things, and I'm just getting a lot of good clinical exposure, not just a medical degree, just to like just for the display on my LinkedIn profile. I just want a qualification where I'm getting a lot of good clinical exposure. So obviously my vote is for the Egypt. Tashkent Medical University is again just let me open my other system. I'll just get the whole data. It will be quite easy for everyone. What I do is that I do talk based on the data, not from my intuition. Deshi, you can reach out to me directly. Uh, I don't know why the FMG website is also down. So you can reach out to me directly. Asmat, you can reach out, you can email me or you can call me. Okay, guys, just give me 2 minutes. Let me get the data because you have this confusion, and I don't want you to be waiting for uh, like waiting. Just be with me. I'll just try to open the site by hook or crook. I wasn't aware that many of students have this issue of leaving each and every college. I'm very sorry about it. The major problem with the government website is that sometimes because of some updates, like it will be down. Or else any student, if they have any queries regarding this particular college review, you can reach out to me directly. But again, Tashkent, I had some mixed reviews with them, and their FMG passing rate is not that much. I believe it's coming around 10 to 12%. And what I will do, as I said, I will just publish a video on the review of Uzbekistan, Egypt, and as well as these two countries review. I will just publish in it as a detailed video. And for the past couple of days, I'm just and you can just reach out to me directly, whether you're a parent, whether you're a student, or whether you are uncles. Because what matters is that we have to very much inform, because as I said to all my students is that you are not just getting an MBBS certificate. If you are just getting MBBS certificate just for the sake of highlighting on your CV, it doesn't serve the purpose. You have to make sure that you are getting a license to practice, and obviously you're getting a good job. Okay, Safwan, is it okay if you can reach out to me directly along with your parents so that I can guide you in a much better manner? Because I have to understand what was your previous need score, and moreover, like what was the reason for you to not scoring that much in your previous attempt. Mr. Rasul, is it okay if you can contact me directly so that I can give you much better review? Okay. And okay, can you put some light on after become is the enough score for the rate for the people become, is it going to be low salary professionals? Okay, Imran, first and foremost thing, no one will do MBBS MD only for salary. Yes. I have been like teaching a lot of doctors, but I'm not a clinical doctor. I do take training for them for some other topics. I develop continuing medical education. So I don't compare my salary, my earning with any doctor because end of the day, if Alhamdulillah, may Allah keep me healthy or may Allah keep you all healthy. But even if I'm just getting a sneeze or cold, I usually visit doctor. I'm not just, I no one will become a doctor just for the salary purpose. But yes, yes, as most of the salary is an important factor. So for the past couple of years in India, there is a big, very bad thing happening is that most of the people, they are not going to the general practitioner. What they are, that's a very bad thing I say, and yes, even I am the culprit. Like, let's say, like, I was like having a pain in my leg, so I should have visited a general practitioner. So what I did, I just called my friend who is practicing orthopedic, and I just visited him directly. But the standard process is that people should visit the general practitioner first to get evaluated. So either people they are just worried or they just don't want to get to the general practitioner. So that is the reason why most of the MBBS students or why the most of general medicine doctors they are not earning enough. But if you see the and the other countries, people do just visit a family medicine professional or family medicine doctor or general practitioner before moving to the specialist. So here people go in a different manner. Let's say if they have some stomach ache, they directly visit a gastro, not to the general practitioner. That's a very bad thing. But yes, we can't change a mentality in India. Okay, any other questions which you have? Safwan, Sheikh, and even Mr. Rasul, you can reach out to me directly. Uh, I can help you in much better manner. And it's as I said to you, all of you, is that it's not just about like a kind of getting recommendation from particular institution. You have to do your own research because it's not a one or 2 day course. Instead, it's a okay. I think my screen got passed. It's not just a one or 2 day course. It's a whole 6 year course, and obviously apart from that, you even have to think from the clinical perspective too. Okay, Dr. Saif, any other queries? Dr. Saif, can we pause or are we going to take any other question? Any other questions, Bete? Sure, please. Always welcome. We have our office in Sheikhpet and Malakpet. And apart from that, if you want, you can reach out to the MFID office. And sometimes I do sit along with Brother Hamid of MFID. I'm a very good friend of uh, Mr. Hamid and as well as Mr. Shahid. And if you want, you can come call me directly and it's always better to come along with your parents so that I can give you better career advice. Mr. Rasul, as I said to you, that they have somewhat lower passing rate ratio for Tashkent Medical Academy. So, it's better if you have if you are going for some other college. Let me call Dr. Saif. Think any other questions you have? Guys, any queries you have? So that, or else should I just end the meeting?
Incoming voice call from Airtel Money.
Okay, guys, this is you can just refer this PDF if you have any queries. Probably this might help you out.
Person you're calling is not answering.